We live in a world that constantly demands more success, more money, more validation. But have you noticed how rarely we pause to ask, am I truly enjoying this moment? Most people are not living. They are merely waiting for the next weekend, the next vacation, the next big thing that will finally allow them to relax. But life is not something that begins later. It is happening now. Every breath, every step, every sensation is a doorway to peace, if we have the courage to pay attention. Enjoyment does not come from perfect circumstances. It comes from presence. It comes from realizing that every moment, pleasant or painful, is an opportunity to experience being alive. Shi Heng Yi often says, when you stop chasing, you begin to see what is already there. Happiness is not found at the top of the mountain. It's found in the small steps you take to climb it, in the rhythm of your breath, the weight of your body, the feeling of wind touching your skin. To learn to enjoy every second of your life, you must first stop escaping from it. Stop rushing through the moments that make your story real. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that the moments you were too busy to notice were the ones that mattered most. We are conditioned to postpone happiness. When I get the job, I'll be happy. When I move out, I'll be at peace. When I find love, life will be good. But have you ever noticed how, once you reach the goalpost moves again, the mind whispers, there must be more. This is the trap of delay, the illusion that joy exists somewhere in the future. And because of that illusion, millions live their lives in quiet dissatisfaction, surrounded by opportunities for peace, yet unable to touch them. Shi Heng Yi teaches that peace cannot be achieved through control. You can organize your life, your work, even your relationships, but you cannot organize joy. Joy arises when the mind becomes quiet enough to experience the present without judgment. Start by asking yourself, what am I running from? Because very often, the reason we keep chasing is not ambition, it's fear. Fear of silence, fear of stillness, fear of being alone with our own thoughts. But when you finally stop and allow silence to exist, something beautiful happens. The mind relaxes, the body softens, and you begin to feel life as it truly is. And that, not the future, is where enjoyment begins. Awareness is not complicated. It is simply seeing what is. But because our minds are trained to judge, label, and compare, we rarely see clearly. Imagine holding a glass of muddy water. If you keep shaking it, it remains cloudy, but if you set it down and let it rest, the dirt settles and clarity returns. This is awareness. It is not something you create. It is what remains when you stop disturbing your inner water. Shi Heng Yi reminds us that joy is not an emotional high. It is the calm recognition of life unfolding. When you eat, eat fully. When you walk, walk consciously. When you breathe, feel your breath completely. Every second of awareness becomes sacred. Even washing dishes, sitting in traffic, or walking through rain can turn into meditation when done with presence. We don't suffer because life is painful. We suffer because we are absent. Awareness is not an escape from reality. It is a return to it. It's the realization that you don't have to be somewhere else to feel alive. You just have to be here. When the eyes of awareness open, the smallest things, the sound of birds, the warmth of sunlight, the smile of a stranger, become reminders that life has always been enough. To enjoy life, you must learn the art of letting go, not of ambition or discipline, but of control. We try to control everything, the way people see us, the path of our future, the outcomes of every effort. And when reality refuses to obey, we suffer. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means allowing things to be as they are, while you continue to act with awareness and purpose. When you release your grip, life begins to move again. You notice that every ending carries the seed of something new. The tree doesn't cling to its leaves in autumn. It lets them fall, trusting the cycle of renewal. Shi Heng Yi often reminds, you cannot swim if you keep trying to hold the water. In the same way, you cannot enjoy life if you keep trying to control it. Surrender is not weakness, it is wisdom. It's the understanding that life flows best when you stop resisting its rhythm. When you learn to let go of past mistakes, of others' opinions, of unmet expectations, you create space for peace to enter. That space is where true joy is born. Pain is not your enemy, it is your teacher. It arrives to awaken you from unconscious living, to remind you of what still needs healing. Most people try to escape pain through distraction, noise, or denial. But every time you avoid pain, you also avoid growth. The path to enjoying every second of life includes embracing discomfort. When you can sit with pain without judgment, it transforms into awareness. Shi Heng Yi explains that pain becomes suffering only when the mind resists it. If you breathe into your pain, it begins to dissolve. If you observe it, it reveals its message. Every wound carries wisdom. Every heartbreak teaches presence. When you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? You step into mastery. Through presence, pain becomes purpose. It becomes the fire that burns away illusions, and what remains is clarity, compassion, and deep appreciation for every breath you take. That's how pain, too, becomes something you can enjoy, not because it feels good, but because it wakes you up to the gift of being alive. Gratitude is the purest form of enjoyment. It is not about saying thank you, it's about feeling it deep within your heart. When you stop measuring what's missing and start honoring what's here, everything changes. Your ordinary moments begin to glow. The morning light on your skin, the taste of tea, the sound of laughter, these are not small things, they are life itself. Shi Heng Yi says, gratitude transforms the act of living into a meditation. It brings you back to the now over and over again. If you ever feel lost or restless, don't chase something new, just return to what's already here. Breathe. Notice one thing you can appreciate right now. It might be as simple as your breath, and yet it's everything. When gratitude becomes your default state, enjoyment becomes natural. You stop waiting for special moments because you realize every moment is special. To enjoy every second of your life, you don't need more. You need less. Less noise, less comparison, less rushing. You need to simplify your space, your thoughts, your emotions, because simplicity brings clarity, and clarity brings peace. Shi Heng Yi teaches that the deepest joy is silent. It does not shout. It does not demand attention. It lives quietly inside you, waiting to be noticed. When you learn to live simply, you begin to feel everything more deeply, the beauty of sound, the rhythm of your steps, the miracle of existence itself. Life was never meant to be a race. It was meant to be a dance, a flow between effort and ease, between doing and being. So slow down, breathe, enjoy every second, not because it will last, but because it's happening now. And in that awareness, you will discover what Shi Heng Yi calls the essence of the path, not to escape life, but to become one with it. Close your eyes for a moment and just breathe, not to control it, not to improve it, simply to feel it. This breath is life itself. You don't need to go anywhere to find peace. You don't need to become someone else to be happy. You only need to wake up to what's already here. The sky above you, the air within you, the ground beneath you, everything is quietly reminding you, you are alive. Enjoyment is not an achievement, it's an awareness. The more deeply you notice life, the more beautifully it unfolds. So, as you leave this message today, don't rush back into noise, don't scroll to fill the silence, just sit for a few seconds and feel grateful. Because this moment is not a part of your life. It is your life. Cherish it, live it, enjoy every second. And remember the words of Shi Heng Yi, the art of living is to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. Thank you for listening, and may peace walk with you in every breath you take.